welcome to Ms. Peeper's Reading Corner. I am not okay, and I don't think you should be either, if I may be so presumptuous. By the way, if you're new here, I'm Katrina, aka Ms. Peepers, and this is a booktube channel. I'm filming this in the middle of January, and I've actually changed a few times what my first video of the year was going to be. I scripted something, and then I filmed something different, and now I'm filming a second thing. I've been on booktube for 2 years. Actually, my 2-year anniversary of booktube was January 8th of 2026. So initially, my first video of the year was going to be celebrating that, talking about last year's reading and booktube, talking about my plans for this year. And while those things are still relevant in a general sort of sense, in a very specific sense, they don't seem to matter right now. Because when I started my channel 2 years ago, my intent was to create a safe, cozy, bookish space. I was going to read books, I was going to talk about books, I was going to talk about bookish things. This was not going to be a space that was invaded by current events or specific political discussions that had nothing directly to do with books. However, if I may borrow and adapt a phrase that I have seen across my social media, you can't read books if the government shoots you in the face. Ms. Peeper's Reading Corner is an anti-fascist space. I very much dislike what I am seeing my country turn into. I live in the United States, in case that wasn't clear. We haven't forgotten about the Epstein files, BT dubs. Get those out there. I mean, we know what's in them at this point, but like, let's just be done with this. I'm seeing people being murdered on video in broad daylight in the streets of the United States. And if that sounds like an exaggeration to you, then you are in an insulated little bubble, and that's nice for you, but not for anybody else. And if you disagree with me, that's fine. People can disagree. And if my bringing this up means that some of my viewers, some of my subscribers are not going to come back, I get it. That is a price worth paying to me right now. So I'll say it again, to be very, very, very clear. I do not support our current fascist government. So what does this have to do with books? What does this have to do with reading? Books are a window into a world that is not your own. Even if you read exclusively books written by and for people like you, you're still getting glimpses, not wide glimpses, but you're still getting glimpses into someone else's thought process, someone else's life. You're building empathy. If you do read books by people not like you, about people not like you, and for people not like you, your horizons become even wider. And this anti-intellectualism is not a new thing. Censorship is not a new thing. It's been preparing people for what is happening right now, which is that there are people who watch a video of a person being killed intentionally and with malice and saying that it was done in self-defense. I watched the video. I watched a couple different angles of the video. Probably not the best for my mental health, but I did it anyway because it's important to know those things, to know what's happening, to understand the state of affairs. This is how authoritarianism starts. This is how fascism starts. This is how dictatorship starts. It started a long time ago, and now it's really ramping up because the populace was prepared for a government that would lie to them and prepared to believe a government that lied to them. Now, this is not everybody, and I want to be really clear. I am so happy to see so many people online talking about how horrific this is, talking about how it is wrong. I wish more of those people were in our government. Some of them are, and I'm happy about that, but many of them are not, and that's a problem of its own kind. Our country is being run by misogynist, racist, xenophobic, queerphobic, ableist fuckwads. Like, I don't know what else to call it, quite frankly, at this point, where we are being led, in big scare quotes, by people who can barely manage themselves and who have no sense of empathy or humanity. Now, my goal for this channel is not to report the news. This is not a current events channel. I am staying as a booktube channel. But I think it is irresponsible to have a platform, however small, and I don't have a big platform, I know that, but I think it's irresponsible to have a platform, however small, and not say something. And I know that not everyone who has a platform feels safe saying something. So I know that sounded judgmental, and it is a little bit, but at the same time, everyone feels unsafe right now. Everyone feels unsettled right now. And a lot of people, myself included, don't feel like we know what to do. That's terrifying. I've personally never experienced that, but I know that past generations have in various parts of the world, including this one, by the way. Ask anyone who is not white, anyone, literally anyone. So anyway, we're still going to talk about books this year. I'm still going to make light content. I'm still going to make cozy content, but I'm also going to talk about more serious topics as relates to books. So what do I mean by this? I'm not 100% sure what this is going to look like. I just know that I can't couch my opinion in side comments anymore. As long as I have this platform to speak freely, I am going to. And that's a scary thing, honestly, for me. But what's the point of having privilege? And I know that I am in a place of privilege. I know that because of where I'm geographically located, because of my skin color, because of my socioeconomic class. I know that. What's the point of having any amount of privilege if you're not going to use it to benefit people who don't have it? You know, it kind of feels like the least I can do. And I don't want this video to be all doom and gloom, because I truly, truly believe that the United States can come through this. But it's not going to just happen. This is not a question of just waiting for the next 3 years, because if we do nothing, there will not be a free election in 3 years for us to vote somebody else in. And that's terrifying to think of. It's not going to be easy, but in order to get to that other side, everybody needs to do something. It might not be a loud something. It might not be a public something. It might not even be a big something. What you can do is going to vary based on who you are and what situation you are in. The internet is full of ideas of what can be done. I really believe that if we all do something, if everybody does something to move us in the right direction, all of those things that we do will add up. And I have to believe, I can't get through my day without believing that that will make a difference. All right, one more thing. Tensions are really high right now. Emotions are even higher. People on the internet are yelling at each other. Ms. Peepers Reading Corner is a safe space. I intend for it to be a safe space. So I will not hesitate to delete comments or block people from this channel if anyone is being disrespectful, aggressive, violent, offensive. I'm not gonna stand for any of that. And I've never had to do that. Again, my channel is really small and I haven't attracted a whole lot of creeps yet. This video might change that. I don't know, but I hope not. But if I see that, I'm getting rid of it, because we don't need that right now. And by the way, that's true no matter what side you fall on. So if you agree with me, please don't be disrespectful or offensive or use aggressive or violent language about that either. Like, let's keep it civil in the comments. That doesn't mean you have to feel civil about things. I will accept fuck ice. You can say that for sure. That was a lot. This is a heavy video, but next time we are going to talk about books again. I'll let you know I just finished Marley by John Clinch, and I do want to talk to you all about it. It is a prequel to A Christmas Carol. Short teaser. I really enjoyed this. I think it was really well done, but I do want to talk to you about it. And because it's a prequel to A Christmas Carol, it's got some stuff that's relevant today, but we'll talk about that next video. And if you haven't seen it, I did post a short of some books that I intend to read throughout this year that are appropriate to this year. So you're going to hear me talk about dystopian things. You're going to hear me talk about some nonfiction books that are less cheerful than some of the other books that I've read. But I'm also going to read cheerful books. I'm also going to balance that because I know that's what I need for my mental health, and I imagine that you as viewers probably need a bit of that as well. If you're still here, thank you for listening as long as you have. I welcome, again, civil, respectful comments. If you don't feel chatty but just want to let me know you're still here, put a water emoji to represent ice having melted, because fuck those people. Don't comply. 2 + 2 = 4. Keep reading, and I hope to see you in the next one.